This meeting is being recorded. Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this very, very important interview. I am so honored to be speaking with Symone Davis. She has very personal, close connections to the reality TV star Nene Leakes. She is actually the mother of one of Nene's grandchildren. So we're going to talk about that entire experience and what's been going on with Symone. So thank you so much, Symone, for talking with me this evening. How are you?
Lee, good. How are you?
I am doing good. Thank you so much for asking. So I want to jump in because I know you're busy, you're a mom,
Yeah,
so I don't want to tie up your evening. Thanks again for talking with me.
absolutely.
So tell me about your family with Bryson.
Well, it's lack of better words, not a family, but but yeah, it's more of um not even co-parenting, to be
Wow.
honest. Yeah. I've tried that and he rather do his own thing, you know? So
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to
yeah,
hear
it's not really a family.
that. Okay. So of course, Nene, especially when it comes to Bryson, we hear a little bit about Brent. When it comes to Bryson, she's tight lipped.
Yeah.
So tell us, do you have a daughter or a son with him? How many kids with Bryson?
I have a son, just one, Bryce's youngest boy and also my youngest boy.
Wow. Okay. How did you meet Bryson?
Uh, Actually, we were friends on Facebook for 2 years before we met in person.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you got a chance to see how he moves because social media will tell you, like, if a person, if they're positive or if they always trying to troll somebody,
Actually,
all that stuff.
yeah, actually, he doesn't post. He doesn't
Oh,
post. Yeah, he's not really a social media person. And
interesting.
so, hmm he's not. And every communication that we had on social media was in our inbox. And so when he would try to meet up with me, yeah, for years, it was always communication in our inbox. So he wasn't really a poster.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
All right. So y'all
yeah,
were DMing each other online for a long time before y'all met.
right, right.
Okay. So we're going to get into his parenting. A few questions, ahead. But what was it
Okay.
like when you first met Nene? Like, how did she interact with you?
Um, At first, it was okay. I had no problems. She had no problems. She was kind of standoffish, but that is her personality. That's how she is, as everyone sees on TV. She's not a very welcoming person. She's not inviting. And then it got to a point where she was more observing. She was observing me, but that was when, um, after I found out I was pregnant. She was more of like observing, yeah, to see because we didn't tell her yet. So she could tell, I wasn't drinking and things like that. But initially, she spoke, she would speak, she would say hi. I mean, everything was fine. There was no problems at all.
Did
Mhm.
she ever get warm with you? Like, you're the mother of her youngest grandchild. Did she ever warm up?
No,
Oh my
no.
God.
It only got worse after I got pregnant.
Oh my gosh. And see, that's sad. That's scary for you to say how she is on TV. That's how she is. Because I kind of feel like that's tied into some of Bryson's choices. And I'm going to ask you
Yes.
more about like his self
Okay.
esteem and stuff. Because, and I know like how she says to people, to Sheree, she said, he's an adult, he's 22, but no, Nene, if you're always yelling at that boy, and you got to be a control freak, he probably has some self esteem issues. But I am going to ask you about that later on.
Okay.
Okay, so lately you have expressed your feelings on your Instagram about Nene trying to block your bag, allegedly. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so back when everything kind of first came out, it was before then actually. All of this really came out because of that. But there was some talks, and actually with Bryce, he knew about it. That I wanted to go ahead and do our own reality show. It had nothing to do with Nene, other than if she wanted to come pick up her grandchild or anything like that. It had his other two baby mothers. I wanted to bring them into it. So it was kind of a show about his life, my life, and what we're going through outside of his mother, you know, because really all you see is his mother, and then everyone else is just like behind her,
Yeah.
a reflection of her. So it's like he wanted to kind of pull away from that and be his own person. And I said, well, why not do our own show?
Mhm.
You know? And
Yeah.
so some people are like, well, as a mother, why would you not stop it? It's gonna embarrass you. Well, here's the thing, he's a grown man. Okay. He
Yeah.
can make his own decisions. And if this is his way of getting money and providing for himself and his children, why would you
Let him do
stop that? You know?
exactly.
So nobody stopped you when you went on that show and embarrassed yourself sometimes.
Uh-huh.
So, you know,
See, Simone. Yeah. And it would have been showing a blended family, which is
absolutely.
very realistic. So, but you touched on it. You said she didn't want to be embarrassed. And sometimes Nene, don't get me wrong, she's one of the major people who was
Absolutely.
in reality TV for a while. But sometimes she's very hypocritical.
Absolutely.
Like, for one thing, there was talk of how she would hate on her co-stars like Candy and Kim Zolciak for always getting spinoffs.
Yep.
But I'm not stupid. I know she would never really want to do a spinoff because she's not going to show us Bryson and his children and the mothers of his children. She's shamed of that, although it's a part of her truth.
Yes. And
So go ahead.
yes. And that's what a lot of people, I've been sent, YouTube videos, of other bloggers speaking and stuff like that. And when she was trying to get a spinoff, the problem was she had nothing to offer. There was nothing for her to show because she's very secretive. There are certain things in her life that she doesn't want on TV. And when you are a reality TV star, that is what you sign up for, to put your life on TV. And so when you're like, no, I don't want that on TV, then what do you have to offer? What do people want to see other than
Right.
what you don't want on TV? So,
Yeah.
other bloggers, I did see some other bloggers saying that she got a spinoff. We want to see the baby mama on there. She's the one giving the storyline.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, and she just never got that, and it bothered her. So I don't know what happens with Bravo and with her and stuff like that as far as her lawsuit. But I do not think that they didn't give her a spinoff just because of discrimination. I think it's because she was hiding things.
Yeah.
It's things that she didn't that they wanted her to air and she did not want to.
Okay, so we're on the same page with that. I totally feel because when I read your Instagram post, I was like, yeah, she don't want Bryson showing a real blended family and extended family, and she's trying to front like we all dumb or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like she's the queen, and that's what people call her, the queen. Hmm.
Yeah, I think she's been all about hiding Bryson ever since that one season when he stole the razors from Walmart. And not only did that embarrass her, but at the reunion, Sheree said, that's why your son's stealing razors out of Walmart. And I think Nene was just like, never again will
Yeah.
somebody be able to read me based on what
Right.
Bryson did.
Right. Yeah.
Now, do you think Nene capes for Bryson or babies him? Like I remember, and I don't know everything, right? I'm on the outside looking in, but I know that she bought him a house.
Yes.
And we all got bills. I have monthly bills. I'm a single woman. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I was hating on Bryson a little bit. Like, why he gotta get a house? Somebody buy me a house. I
Right.
work hard. And I was just
Right.
kind of like, it seems like she's just giving him stuff. Is that am I just being a hater, or does she hate for him?
You kind of hit the nail on the head. And that's um a lot of backlash that I get. People were saying that I was hating because she bought him a house. Well, here's the thing. I feel like she's enabling him, okay? Because like you said, I work hard. I want someone to buy me a house. Well, he does not work hard. And she's giving him a home. She has bought him chargers, and
Yeah.
he has wrecked them. He's had a Range Rover. He's had big trucks. He's had a townhouse, and she had, that's gone. She keeps giving him things, enabling him, and he doesn't learn from his actions.
Right.
He has kids out here that he does not, does not provide for. And here she is buying him a 200, $300,000 house
Oh,
and cars. And he's like, oh, so what if I don't take care of my kids? you
yeah.
know,
And
but she
see,
does it to keep him away from her. So if
oh, that's why.
Yeah, so he was living at her house for a long time, and she wanted that to end. And then him being at my house, she wanted that to end. So she went and bought him a house to get him away. So now he doesn't even go to her house.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
And I'm going out of order now with my
Sure.
questions. I was going to ask this later on, but so does Bryson pick up on the fact that his mom doesn't want him around? Does he know?
He's been on that for a long time. Bryce went downhill with he got on some, and I won't, yeah, some
Yeah.
substance, and it's progressed, and been worse. And I know you said you were going to talk about self-esteem later, but that is a big reason.
Yeah. I can sense it. I can feel it. And so, like, I grew up, like, I'm the baby of six. I got a bunch of sisters. So if people are fussy and they quick to get fussy, like, to me, that's Nene. So a lot of times it's a trigger. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I already know
Yeah.
how it feels. And it's just like a difference. Like, it just kind of make me want to work hard to get away from them. And then it feels like with him, he's kind of maybe abused his body a little bit, and then,
Yes.
self-esteem hit him that way. So, okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That makes me
And he's
sad.
always longed for that mother love. He has always
Mhm.
that. And that is a one reason why he drew to myself and my family so quickly, because we
Mhm.
have that family. Although my parents are divorced, we
Mhm.
still have that family structure. My parents still we go to games. Everybody can still be at one,
That's
whereas
awesome.
he didn't have that. So,
Okay, that's too bad. Yeah, your Instagram, you're raving about your family reunion and
yeah,
family everything. Yeah, that's awesome.
right.
Okay, so well, at the beginning of our talk, Simone, you had already touched on how there's really no co-parenting. That was my next question. How is co-parenting with Bryson?
Yeah, there is no such thing.
Mhm.
He is one of those that come and go. He's not consistent, he's not stable, mentally and physically and emotionally. He's not stable.
Mhm.
And my first priority is to protect my children.
Abs-
And I gave him that ultimatum. If you don't get yourself together, you're not going to be in his life. And that's my decision. And I don't want him to see that. So if people think I'm a bad mother because I choose for him not to be in his life, then so be it. But he is perfect, and I don't want him to grow up to see that, type of environment.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I totally agree. I think people overall are just very hard on women. That's a whole nother
Yes.
secret Zoom meeting.
Yes. It is.
I think whatever decision you make, somebody's gonna have a problem with it, and it's gonna lead
Yes.
it to you being a woman. They're just gonna be extra hard on you because it could be reversed. It could be
Right.
Bryson sitting here talking about you and him saying, "So my son isn't gonna be around her," and everybody would applaud. But
Applauded.
because it's you want to make the best decisions for your child,
Yes.
people will say, "Well, that's his daddy." Like it don't
Yep.
matter what the daddy's doing, but that's his
Yes.
daddy. Like, no,
Exactly.
no.
Exactly.
Well,
That's
that's
crazy
his
that you say that.
daddy. Like, what in the world? So I'm always like, you gotta think independently. You can't always go with what a million people are saying.
Yes,
And I'll be
ma'am.
like, why is it just me that don't agree with that?
Right.
I'm like, no,
Right. Right. It's
I
crazy.
totally agree. You should do what's best, and you don't want him thinking that that's okay. You don't want your son thinking
Exactly.
you gonna buy him a house and he ain't doing
No,
nothing. Go ahead.
no. My kids, they do, they know mom works hard for everything that they have and that I have.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Okay. So if you could go back in time, Simone, is there anything that you would change about your relationship with Bryson?
um, I wouldn't have this happen so fast. I would have, protected myself as a woman, and just kind of made better decisions, got to know him more because everything is always so perfect in the beginning, of relationships, friendships. And then, you really start to get to know someone after a year or two. So I kind of would have just taken my time and actually gotten to know him because we only knew each other based on conversation, social media, meeting out of town, things like that. It was never actual until I moved here. When I moved here, then we were together every single day.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, don't ever blame yourself or beat yourself up, Simone, because we all do it. All have
Yeah,
not, I'm not gonna say all have been there, all do it, okay?
I'll do
All
it.
it's so easy to rush, when you meet
Yeah,
somebody
it
you're so
is.
excited, it's a very natural thing that kind of happens. So
Yeah, I am
definitely
so sorry if you hear these fireworks outside.
no, I've been dealing with them for several days
Okay.
now. Pray.
I'm like,
So yeah.
yeah.
Oh, not at all. I can't even hear them. Okay. So, what's your opinion on Nene's claims of not only racial discrimination at the Bravo network, but her claims of being blackballed, period, in the entertainment industry?
Well, as far as the racial claim, I won't speak too much on that. Um, yeah. I don't know if Bravo is racist or discriminated at any point. I do know that her and Andy were very close. So it did shock me when she sued him. But I you could kind of see the relationship going downhill. And I saw it when he called her a drag queen.
Okay.
So yeah, but her best friends are the LGBT community, BTQ
Yeah.
community. If you look at it, her closest friends are in that community. Anybody else, she has no loyalty to them. Um, but as far as the blackball, her being blacklisted, that to me is just very ironic, and it's kind of crazy that you speak on that because karma finds its way back.
Oh,
So,
right.
so whether it's today, tomorrow, next year, you're going to have it. Okay.
It's gonna come back.
And you have done that to a lot of people, including myself. And, I'm going to use her phrase, you never win when you play dirty. Okay.
Yes. Oh, girl.
And so, and she's dirty. Okay. She is very dirty. And, people ask, why I said this or I'm clout chasing. Well, here's the thing. I have every right to speak out on something that pertains to me. It's my
Mhm.
life. This, it
Excellent.
affected me. Yeah, it
Mhm.
affected me personally. Now, it would be clout chasing if I spoke on all the other stuff that I know about that doesn't have anything to do with me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why are you even talking about that? It has nothing to do with you. You're clout chasing. I get that. But this has something specifically to do with me. So,
Yes, it does.
and I know a lot of things. And, it's funny when I speak about loyalty, um, a lot of people that she talks to, that she's around, that is in her kind of like her circle, even the men that she deals with, I have spoken to. They have reached out to me and have told me things. Yes. People say that I have reached out to blogs. Can you interview me? Or, that I reach out to people she knows. No, no. And she has no clue that these people come to me and give me information.
Interesting. Okay, so you're very observant. I can already tell. I love that. And you said some interesting things. That was a loaded response. So it's very interesting. You said like she is loyal to no one because my reaction, I was so shocked when I learned that not only did she actually sue Bravo and Andy Cohen, like you said, and you brought up a very good point. They were friends. And then she sued her friend. As I was sitting here, I was like, Symone is right. They were friends. Because the shocking part for me was that really the foundation of her lawsuit is Kim Zolciak. She's like using her to have all these claims. And I'm like, but that was your homegirl.
That
Like
was
the
your
first,
girl. She wasn't
yeah,
racist when you guys were friends for all those years.
I know. And I'm talking like they would kick it, and those were the fun seasons of RHOA. Those first few
Yes.
seasons,
I
and they
loved her and Kim.
yeah, that was the best. So for me to like hear about the lawsuit and like these bloggers are like going like with a comb, just like reading it, I was like, I remember that scene. I thought they were laughing. I thought it was all good, and I'm like, it's she
Exactly.
listening to her lawsuit.
Exactly.
So you're
Exactly.
right. She is loyal to no one. Okay.
I
Mm,
mean, she has, if you think about it, she had one of her friends, and, I don't name drop when people don't have anything to do with the situation. But I
understood.
will say, if you can remember, one of her best friends, she was in her
Diana.
wedding, way,
Uh-huh.
I think, did you say her name?
Diana?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you notice, she's gone, and that was her ride or die. That
Yeah.
she was rocking with her. And
Yes.
she had her working in her boutique and everything. She was running her boutique, closing it down and all. She's gone. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, Cynthia, that was her.
yeah.
She's
They
gone.
were close.
Tamar. Tamar.
Hey, you're right. And they just fell out.
Yeah.
Now, the rumor was it really wasn't confirmed, but they were trying to say, they were trying to put it on Tamar. Like Nene was mad that she got back with David. Cause I was even falling for it. I was like, yeah, Tamar, why you get, we were all mad at David.
Yeah.
So the gossip kind of spun it like, if your girl is in a bad relationship and then she go back to him and you be mad, the story was kind of put out there like that.
Okay.
Is that, I don't know
I
if there's
really
any,
don't know.
okay.
But however, even if she did go back to her husband, her ex-husband, who she has a child with, who cares?
Yeah,
Because you're sleeping with married men. These men have
that's
families somewhere else. So
girl,
why are
you
you
were,
mad that she's going back to her ex-husband who has
yeah,
she has a child with, you
yeah,
know?
you are.
So even if that was the situation, who cares?
Who cares?
Mhm.
Yeah. What do you think about that lady, Naomi's wife, suing Nene for her being a side chick?
Um, there's more to that story.
Oh,
And yeah, people think that she just came out of nowhere and decided to sue her. She did it. And since there is an open lawsuit, I won't speak too much on that, you know.
okay.
But it's more to that story. And that lady is not tripping.
Okay. I mean, I don't think she is too. I figured she was just making a point. Like I'm still that man's wife because she only is asking for 100,000. To me,
Right.
I'm like, she is making a point. Like
Yes.
that's my husband. Leave him alone.
Right. And you see, it took her a while. Nene has been messing with this man for a while. So it took her a while to get to the point to sue Nene. And there's a
Yeah.
reason that she did that. You
Well,
can't,
she's flaunting it. To me, you flaunting it all on Instagram that
Yeah,
you're with this man, and then to turn out and find out he was married. I was just like, because to me that's kind of rubbing it in the wife's face, even if you don't know who she is. We know you. You're
we know
extremely famous.
exactly,
Flaunting him.
exactly. Flaunting this man. Yes, and even when she was exposed for messing with the guy that was my age, when he was there, I guess they were laying in the bed together.
Yeah,
I know a
they're
lot
calling
about
him a
that
stud.
situation.
They were
Mm-hmm.
saying a stud. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
He worked for her.
Oh, he works at the lounge.
Did
Did.
until they started.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I can't remember because it's so funny. I don't follow her on Instagram, but I follow the lounge. And I remember
Okay.
because I love like
I
in
don't follow
Detroit.
either.
Oh, okay. Because in Detroit we like ballroom dance, we do all the different hustles and stuff. So that's why I
Yeah.
follow her lounge. But they were saying like the lounge is closed. This was like several weeks ago. And the post almost made it sound like it was just for that weekend or something. Has the lounge reopened?
I think she's rehiring all new people, like complete new staff. So there was like a bad health inspection and she like remodeled it, she's trying to get it back open. But I said this a few years ago when she first opened it.
Yeah.
I don't give her longer than 5 years with that lounge.
Get out. Okay.
Just like
Yeah.
her boutique.
Okay. Yeah, there's so many crazy rumors out there about the lounge, about how well some stuff was confirmed. So you had like people who went down there from out of town, they want to kick it at the Lanithia, and
Uh-huh.
they drive out there and you gotta park your car. They make you pay for valet and it's like $20. And the people were saying this is at a strip mall,
It
so
is.
why is this valet? You're already taking my money. And I hate that when you go to the club, and especially in the north in the wintertime it's cold, they make you pay
Yes.
a cover. They make you pay for a coat check. Then it's a
Yes.
I mean, you've taken about $50 before I even get to do a
Before you even get
hustle.
in there.
So I'm like, is that how she running the
Yes.
Lanithia?
Yes.
Ooh,
And it is.
that's
It's right in the strip center.
That
Mm-hmm.
is terrible. And then there was rumors that like she was trying to ask her employees, if you're really down for us, you might work for free. If you're really like a team player sort of thing. I hope that ain't true. That would be awful. I would be
There's
like,
a lot of things that go on.
ooh, oh my
I just
gosh.
say that if you can sleep with somebody that works for you, that's all I can say.
Okay. Enough said. Yeah, and if you own the place and you would mess around with an employee, oh, okay. Then you just connected the dots for me. That makes sense. Okay. So now, does she favor Brent over Bryson?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's, everyone sees that in the world on TV.
Yeah.
But I think one, it's more so because Brent was born from the man she married, the man that was rich and got her to a higher level in life. And Bryce was, from a past relationship that she just, was in a bad relationship with. And so her and Bryson had a rocky relationship for a very long time. She was in the strip club, in the streets, he was in the streets, his dad was in the streets, stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes me sad because it's one thing to not be liked, but then once you know it, when you know somebody don't really fuck with you, like either you're not gonna care, but if it's somebody you actually got love for,
Yes.
you're gonna care. You're human. It's gonna hurt.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Especially
that's true.
mother. Hmm.
Yeah, because like I can remember I want to say it was when the pandemic was really bad, everything was shut down. I wanted because Georgia never really shut down. Okay, y'all was still
Right.
able to play.
Right.
So I want to say that was the year that Brent turned 21. If it wasn't that year, it was the year before. Because I remember Nene posting like it's his birthday and him and his daddy going to the strip club. And I was just, my first thought was, well, happy birthday, Brent. But we never see posts like this about Bryson. How come I never know what's going on with him?
Yeah,
So I just kind of pick up on those things where I'm like, it feels like she favors Brent over Bryson, and
yeah,
maybe some of that stuff could be contributing to his behavior, you know?
absolutely, absolutely. I think the last time anybody seen anything about his birthday was when she bought him that house. Other than that, no, you don't. Unless you know Bryce, unless you know when his birthday is or you follow him on social media, you have no idea when his birthday is. No
Oh.
idea. Mm-mm.
So now I'm at the question that I wrote down. Does Bryson have self-esteem issues?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I think the substance abuse just puts it, tries to help him cope with it.
Okay.
But it's like I said, it's gotten so bad that he doesn't care about his image. He doesn't care about his hygiene. He doesn't care how he looks. Um, it's just really bad now, And people say, why don't you bash him? And I'm like, something's really wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously do say things about him as I did in that post. I called him a junkie, but I feel bad for him because he has talked to me. He has told me how he has felt, and how he's always wanted that love, from a mother, that love. He wanted to be married and, have that kind of wife, family, yeah, structure. He's always wanted that. But he just he can't get that. It's like he can, but it wouldn't be from somebody he really wants it with.
Okay. Oh, Bryson. That makes me sad. So I know he has 5 kids by 3 women. Is he good at bringing all of you guys together? Do you and the other moms ever communicate or coordinate any gatherings or anything?
Yeah, so in the beginning he did not want any of us to meet to talk.
Hmm.
But that's because he was dealing with all of, he was messing around with everybody.
He was
So,
just sleeping. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. Okay.
and of course, you know how these guys are, they're gonna try to keep you away from whoever you're dealing with because he's telling everybody the different lies. Um, but now, um, the middle baby mama, she hates me. She hates me. But yeah.
Why?
Um, honestly, I don't know. Bryson has told me that he wants me to have his daughter. Bryson has asked me to marry him. I guess the type of relationship that we had, she didn't like it. And she wanted that with him, but they were more of kind of just like a creep around, and she just accidentally got pregnant type thing. Um, the first baby mama, which everyone has seen her daughter on TV when she was born. Um,
I, yeah, I won't say her name,
yeah,
but I know. Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
She, me and her mother, we're good. We have no issues. The kids see each other, when we're not, I travel a lot, so when we're not busy, birthday parties, I do make it a point to bring my kids to her kids' birthday parties.
Oh,
So
that's great.
yeah, I make sure, and like I say, no matter what, we are adults. It's not about us. It's about these kids. And just if we have a difference, we're gonna have to put that aside because they're gonna grow up and not even know each other because
Yeah.
we get along, and I say the same thing about Nene. It's not about me. It's not about
Yeah.
you liking me. That
Yeah.
is your grandson. It's about the time and the memories that you make with him.
Yeah. And she's so worried about being embarrassed. Nene, your fans, your hardcore fans, this is their life too. Everybody has blended families. So if
Yes,
anything, they'll really connect with you even deeper, love
yes,
you
and
even
that's what I
more.
say. Like, put your grandkids, forget the baby mamas, put your grandkids on TV. let them
Yeah,
have a trust fund. So when they turn 18 or whatever, you know what I mean? If you don't
college
want
is
the
paid.
Yeah, if you don't want the mothers to get the money, do it for your grandkids.
Good point, Simone. Good point. All right. So, if you were to rate Bryson's parenting, would you say he sucks as a dad, does a fair job, is improving as a dad, or is an excellent dad?
I'm gonna say none of the above because I wouldn't say he sucks as a dad. I would just say his parenting is non-existent.
Okay, non-existent. That makes sense. I hope he comes around, though. I hope he does.
Yeah, I know it's hard to get off stuff like that, you know?
For sure. Now, did Bryson ever talk about Greg? Did he feel close to Greg, although they weren't biologically father and son? Did he ever feel like he was truly a part of the whole family?
Yeah, I think he felt like Greg, cared about him. Greg helped raise him, you know. So if it wasn't for Greg, there's a lot of things that Bryce wouldn't have. That Bryce wouldn't be in the house. Greg was kind of the mediator. Greg, he even when I was like, I went to go drop Bryce off at the Continental Hotel with his mom, and Greg was there. And I was mad at Bryce, and Bryce went to Greg, and he was like, "She's mad at me. Like I want to go home with her." And Greg came. He came to my my car, and he was like, don't be like that, he makes mistakes, please just, and he tried to talk to me, talk me through it. And I was just so mad. I was like, no, he's going home with you guys. But Greg was always the mediator. He was always the peace in a situation. And he was the peace from Nene because she, is just more of like, nope, I'm not, nope, I don't care. She's very selfish, but Greg, on the other hand, was not like that. Yeah, he was a very good man.
He totally came across just how you described him. That's
Yeah,
how I perceived him from watching him on TV. Always reasonable. He
yes,
seemed to be like a good listener.
yes,
Like the people, the cast could be at each other's necks, and he'll say, well, you all miss this, you all miss that. Like I remember when Portia and her first husband Cordell, they had split, and Kenya was trying to say you were his beard, and her and Peter totally going off on the girl, and Greg was like, well, y'all missed the part where she said she loved him.
yeah,
Like that was just him. Like he would say something so kind-hearted and calming that the rest of the people just looked like buttholes for how they were
yeah,
acting once he
yeah,
got done talking. So,
yes, yes. And he was like that, even when me and Lenithia just finally started falling out and getting into it, and he stepped in and he said, his words, and I apologize. I said, Greg, I am really sorry for the way that this is the direction this is going.
yeah.
I said I really don't mean any disrespect to you or her. Um, but etc. And he was like, I forgive you, I accept your apology. He's like, however, just moving forward, this is what you need to do, this, in a better, etc. So he was very forthcoming, and I really appreciated him.
That sounds awesome. Do you feel like with him being gone, like what does that mean for Nene? Does that mean more chaos or more irresponsibility or more bullying? Like, what do you think that means for her, how she interacts with people and the decisions she makes now that Greg is gone?
um I think things will progressively be worse because now, that she isn't, married, like technically,
Mhm.
um, she's free to do whatever she wants to do. So, it's like, oh, now, not necessarily her being a hoe. I'm not gonna say she's a hoe, but her what she's doing is now more open, you
Okay.
know. And I think that's going to be bad on her.
Okay. Because see, she started flaunting Naomi very soon after, Greg passed away, maybe just like a few weeks or a month. So I know that ain't long enough to like somebody that much where you would post them on social media. So you don't have to confirm if it's not really how you're trying to go there. But I'm not stupid. I'm pretty sure before Greg passed. Oh,
Yep.
Nene.
Yep. I mean, sometimes, people have people around, before things happen, and then after it happens, it's publicized.
Okay. I was just like, what is going on in Atlanta about these African men? People
Yeah,
is willing
people,
just to go nuts
yeah,
over.
people tell me that. They're like, you need to get an African. I'm like, a African?
No, you're smart, Simone, don't you? Because they seem to lose their minds after they get with
They're
one. So
aggressive.
I'm like, okay.
There is one. He is rich. He's a real estate agent. He's an investor. He has been on me since I went viral. And
Wow.
yeah, he lives here in Atlanta and he just recently moved to Los Angeles. And he's like, I'm trying to fly you out here. Why are you playing with me? I'm just
Is
like,
he married? He's not married, is he?
no, he was. He was
Hmm.
when he first contacted me, when I first started talking to him, he was married. And I said, nope, uh-uh. And he
Okay.
goes, oh no, I'm getting a divorce. And I said, well, I
Okay.
need to see them divorce papers.
Yeah. Well,
But
as
yep,
long as he's single, you can, maybe think about
yeah,
it. I don't know.
yeah, yep. He's single now.
Okay, very good. Well, honey, I mean, you're young and you can just be careful. Maybe ask like, well, can you fly out one of my friends too, or a
Yeah,
cousin or
no,
somebody?
I wouldn't go by myself. I'm no goofy.
No,
It's too much
no way.
going on out here.
Absolutely. Now, is there anything else that you would like to add? Anything you want to set straight or for people to understand? Anything that you want to add?
Um, no, not really. I think I set a lot of things straight, and I've gotten to the point where people are gonna believe what they want to believe. People are gonna like her or they're gonna like me, that's just life and that's just a part of being in the public eye.
Yeah.
And I will say on a positive note, people say all the time they want to see me on TV, well, I went ahead and started a YouTube channel. So yeah, so that's where we're gonna start. Me and my
Yeah.
kids and my family, us traveling, doing stuff, you know, we um we started that and I see, people are subscribing. So
What's the name of it? I want to subscribe.
it's the D bunch. So the D bunch,
Okay.
and we have it as TDB TV. So every Wednesday we'll be dropping an episode.
Excellent. So y'all heard that. Go to YouTube and subscribe to TDB TV. That is
Yes.
Simone's channel. I'm going to subscribe as well. I'm going
Yes.
to drop the name of your channel in the comments and
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Well, don't hang up just then. I'm just going to end the recording. But thank you all
Okay.
for checking this out and take good care.